You gonna do it?
Are there coronavirus memes yet?
Probably.
Good.
People are dead, Jake.
Yeah, I'm very scared, actually. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Today is January 28th, 2020.
Holy
it is Tuesday.
shit.
You got it right.
I got the date
Hey.
right. Both the Tuesday show, the Friday show, I can't
didn't-
get it right.
You didn't get the Friday show
Oh,
right.
boy. Well, no one caught it. So here we are. This is Game Ranks Live. If you've been here before, you might know the gist, but if you don't, let me housekeep a little bit. Every week, we talk about the newest gaming news. We talk about some of the games we're playing. We talk about some of the garbage we're eating, and we talk to you guys in the chat. That's a good elevator pitch. I should try and remember that and just say that every week and rattle it off real quick, like one of those YouTubers that just have.
Yeah, we
their
should do a
intro.
lot of things.
Yeah. What's up, geeks and gamers? Right? Say that. I'm Jake Baldino. I'm joined as always by
And Gabia.
on the couch. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I like your Destiny shirt.
Thank you.
It's really cool. It's got your username on it.
It does.
You earned that.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Thank you. I did earn it.
I'm proud of you.
It wasn't fun, but I got it.
I'm also joined by, say your name. I don't say your name.
Tom Johnson.
Got it. Okay.
Hello.
Learning the new flow here. How are you?
I'm sick.
Yeah, you had a deep cough back there. What
Yeah,
was
it
that?
was great. I'm
What
gonna
is
have to
that?
mute the board every time I cough. It's gonna be
You
great.
gotta get Mucinex. It's good for you.
Yeah, I should. I should do a lot of things.
We should all do a lot of things. Hi, everybody in the chat. I see y'all. Shout out to Warframe Hunter. Shout out to Eric Jordan. Talk about Psychonauts 2.
So the Zippy Let's Play says UC Disintegration. There's a beta for that today, right?
Yes.
Is
Yeah.
We got to play that. That was
you
fun.
You want a code, Andrew?
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay.
Is
Talk to me
it
after
start?
this.
Is it only today or it started
Today and tomorrow.
I'm not gonna touch it.
Okay,
I
never
don't
mind.
I didn't really like it. I'll try it again. Obviously, we played like an
You're
alpha.
not like as much as
Not my thing.
yeah. Those aren't. I like trust your opinion on a lot of things, but I would never trust your opinion on a game like that. Not because you're stupid.
That's the robot jacket game, right? Like the cool robot
Yeah,
and his cool
but
jacket.
because I don't think you know we always talk you don't have Tetris brain.
Yeah.
I think you don't have that kind of game.
I'm
brain.
more of a CS:GO type of guy.
See, I hate.
That was a
Counter-
lie. I'm not.
Oh, I hate Counter Strike
Oh, wow.
so
Well,
much. Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into some things. Thank you, Usual Tub. I appreciate your username. Oh yeah,
Someone said Yoda fell over.
Yoda did fall over. We gotta retire him
Yeah,
soon.
man. He's
Just replace him with a baby Yoda.
The Skywalker saga
Oh
is
shit!
over.
Can we?
No, Baby Yoda sucks.
No, he doesn't.
Baby
No, he's
Yoda. I
not.
want Baby Yoda to die.
Oh, I know this. But he did nothing to you.
No, he didn't. But like, I'm waiting for them to kill him to make it interesting. They're not gonna. But what can I say? I just like things to be spicy. I can advocate for a baby to die. It's not a real baby, right?
No, it's like 50,
this is okay.
he's 50 years old.
Yeah, so he's a man.
He's older than you.
Yeah, he is older than me, so all right. Yeah, see, Connor Lehane says he's a gimmick. Yes. I like Star Wars a lot, but I want Baby Yoda to die, on record. Anyway, now that everybody hates me, let's talk about some video game stuff. The first thing we put out a Before You Buy, Tom and I have both been playing Temtem,
We did.
the Pokemon knockoff that's actually pretty solid.
This
Tom,
is
what was your-
Pokemon for people who are like, Pokemon's not mean enough to me, right?
This is definitely like a big boy Pokemon game. If you like the Pokemon games that kick your ass, this is definitely that amped up. It emphasizes grind a lot. It has challenging battles. It has a system that you have to kind of pay attention to. Now, how long did you haven't spent too much time in?
I spent a few hours.
Okay, I got pretty far, and I was surprised just how much.
Oh, daddy. That's a daddy.
Yeah, there is a professor, of course. He gives you
Professor
3
Daddy?
Pokemon. Yeah, let me just set that up, just because it starts off feeling like rip-off Pokemon, and then the more you play it, the more it kind of comes into its own. But the beginning literally starts off, you're in your mom's house, and she's like, you're going to go do great things. You're so ambitious to be a trainer. And I'm like, yep. And then I go down to the lab and meet my friend and meet this guy. And he's like, hello, I'm a professor of Temtems, and you can choose one. It's like so like unabashedly, shamelessly.
Which one did you pick?
I picked the crystal dinosaur thing. It's good. Crysteel.
From what I know of the new Pokemon, these things could definitely pass as new Pokemon. Because they all look the same to me. That's like an old man
I mean, there's a
statement, I'm
Pokemon
sorry.
that's just a fucking
but-
sword at this point. So
Is there?
Yeah.
Is there a trash can one?
Yes.
Is there?
Yeah, his name's Trojan.
Theodoros Kovesco, sorry if I butchered your name, says this is the Game Freak doesn't care, so we're going to do it better type of game. And it does feel like that. It seems like, whether or not you agree or not, it does seem like a lot of people are starting to be kind of burnt out on Pokemon from the newest outrage with the newest game to people just kind of like wanting something a little fresh in general after so many years. Either way, and this is kind of like hitting at that right moment. Also for PC players, there's so many people sitting on PCs just with their like little laptops with Steam, just wanting to play something like this, and now they finally got it.
So tell me about the queue that you got stuck in.
Oh yeah, it's just kind of like early MMO launch type of things, because there was a pretty big response. So this does have MMO elements. You can see other people walking around the world.
Can you interact with them?
There are keyed little, like you could do a wave, you could do a thumbs up, I believe.
Can you
but
do a dab?
They're working on more. The chat isn't fully integrated yet, so there's not too much you can do. Cooperative, but you can link up and play cooperatively.
That's cool.
And the battles seem like they're kind of cool for that because it's usually two saying Pokemon, two Temtems.
Is this like a gym that you're...
This is a gym, and the gyms are very interesting.
It looks cool.
Yeah, there's like usually like a little element thrown in about how you have to navigate the environment.
Yeah, that looked cool.
The game does show its limits though in battles. Like a lot of the creature sounds are just like ripped like audio jungle generic sounds of animals. Like your bird Pokemon makes a bird toucan
You showed
noise.
me the duck sound. It was
The
very
duck
funny,
sound.
yeah.
So like you fight
The
one
duck
Temtem.
sound they just bought off Audio Jungle.
They just bought a goose. It's like sound of goose, like generic goose sound. So it's definitely got its
Level
faults.
5 goose warning.
But
Sorry.
Slen182 in the chat says, and I totally agree, he says, this definitely seems like a game that could be really cool in a year. And I absolutely 100% agree. I think the foundation here is really, really strong. Full disclosure, this game is in early access. They're asking $35 for it right now. So that's why we did it before you buy, because they're asking for your money. Might as well take a look. So it's Temtem, right? Am I?
Yeah, it is Temtem.
Okay, I'm like, I keep forgetting the
I
name of
kept
the game
calling
like
it
an old man.
Teppen, which is that card game that's on mobile.
I had already put like 12 hours in it, and I keep, oh, see, people are already mad that I'm not calling them the right thing. They're not called Temtems. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Are they called pocket monsters?
They should just call them pocket monsters.
Card ghouls.
I do think that this game is, Warframe Hunter, it is technically an indie game. A small studio in Madrid actually is putting it together. So the battles I like, because number one, they're challenging, but also you manage PP. No, you don't manage PP. In Pokemon, you manage PP. Here you manage stamina, which means every attack drains different amounts of stamina. So in Pokemon, you start out in a battle.
You can only use a move X amount of times?
Yeah. So you kind of have to like manage your shit. Like in Pokemon, you start. You have
certain uses.
You have awesome Pokemon. Like say you have a kick-ass water Pokemon, and you go up against a Pidgey, and you're like, hell yeah, wild Pidgey. I'm gonna use Surf, my best move, to kick your fucking ass in one hit.
Use these spell slots.
But like,
I'm gonna use
you have to think twice about just always going out with the big gun first because it'll drain all your stamina, and you gotta wait a turn or so to get it to kick back up.
Okay.
I love that mechanic. I think that's really, really good, and it kind of changes the battles a lot. Because, Tom, did you notice this? That the game puts you through freaking gauntlets. Like a route in Pokemon from like one town to the other.
It's pretty short usually.
Pretty short, some little grassy areas, a couple trainers that want to fight you for money. But here, it's like they triple the length between areas. And then you get to the area sometimes and it's not even a new town, it's a dungeon, which you then have to continue to survive through. It is incredibly intense. And I was really, really surprised. At points, it frustrated me a little bit, and I found it a little monotonous. But I also kind of grew to appreciate the challenge and just make it feel different.
That said, it takes way too long to evolve one of these
The base, your base, Charmander, Bulbasaur, like Charmander to go to Charmeleon is level 30, which is aggressive. But I think it also acknowledges that the people who are playing this are very aware of that type of thing. They've done this thing before. This isn't their first rodeo, so they make it aggressively more challenging. Ryan Meltzer says the Dark Souls of Pokemon. We're not going to say that because that makes people mad. Mason Sullivan says, I want to like this game, but it just looks like most mobile games. I think the problem is that mobile games are also starting to look pretty good.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
as
This has
those
a lot of
devices get more
features.
powerful.
Yeah, I think this looks really good. Like I think the colors like really draw me in.
Yeah.
And make me want to play it. And it's funny that it like has like kind of like a Nintendo vibe to it, but it's not a Nintendo game.
I like the interface and all that stuff. It's very like bold and big, and that's kind of what makes it look mobile-y. But it does interesting stuff with moves and learning them, and they're a little bit more swappable. You don't ever forget moves permanently. So there's a lot you can do. Warhead DADG, is there even Resident Evil spoilers or have I been clickbaited? The way this works, it says right in the titles, is an hour-long show.
Yep.
So we're going to be talking about all the gaming news soon. Also, I want to point out if anybody's coming in late or leaving, we put this video up, the full hour, unlisted later on on the main channel.
Also, Deshaun Jackson says you're giving mobile games way too much credit. I think you're giving them way too little credit,
Yeah, man,
or just not playing the right mobile
The
game.
Call of
good
Duty,
ones.
the new Call of Duty Mobile looks like really good. PUBG Mobile almost looks like the PC version. Like, yeah, they're looking better and better now.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of very, very, very bad
Yes,
mobile games.
definitely.
But there's a couple 2-3 good ones. I hate to
yeah.
say it, like as much as it sucks to pay a subscription for stuff that's curated.
But say
Apple
especially with
Arcade has good stuff.
Apple
There's
Arcade
great
has some really good looking games. They get stuff like the Witness is on mobile.
Yep.
Dead Cells is on mobile. Grease just came to mobile too. It's
Yeah.
insane. Yeah.
So I do,
What the golf?
I
someone
recommend this
Trend
to
Tech, yeah.
specific people with like expendable income and they're willing to jump in and try a new Pokemon grind.
$35 is a hard sell.
I'd say more than anything, I'd say more strongly keep an eye on it because if the price is too high for you right now for an early access game, I'd say that's fine, man. Pay attention to it. Maybe pop in a year later. It might be really, really good.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's one to keep an eye on. I was totally surprised. I went in being like, "Oh, what is this?" And I was pleasantly surprised. And I think once all the MMO elements and like if they really go all in on the MMO stuff in terms of like grouping up, forming clans, doing raids, like they could do that stuff here. It feels like it. They might have to make the world areas a little bigger, but they are pretty big. I don't know. I think they can go a lot further. Extra Tech says, "Can you jump?" No, you can't. Yeah,
You can't jump in the new Pokemon games, can you? Is there like a jump?
No.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't played a Pokemon game since Black and White.
Damn.
Yeah.
Last one I
forced to play
played
all of
was
them.
after Gold and Silver. What was after that? Was that Ruby and Sapphire?
Yeah.
Those are the last ones I played.
My man.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, somebody said that everybody's popping off about mobile games, of course.
Yeah.
Josh Santos says, "You guys forgot about the best mobile game, Raid Shadow Legends. This episode's brought to you." No, it's not.
Remember Infinity Blade?
I kind of love that meme. Oh, Infinity Blade was great.
Yeah. That's epic, right?
Those are the good old days.
That was
yeah.
epic, yeah.
Infinity Blade is so good, man. I played the shit out of that one. The first one. Anyway, the second one, not so much.
So I will say, yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on. I don't, if you don't want to buy in $35 right now to an early access game, I don't.
Yeah.
We wait
at
until
all.
there's more to it.
Yeah, I think the potential is there for this to become quite a big thing. Tom, any last words on it?
Nah.
You gonna keep playing it
I'm gonna check out more of it.
passively?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got other stuff to play. Like I want to check out Journey to Savage Planet.
Yeah.
I want to try. I picked The Witcher back up
Yo, same,
because
man.
we had to capture something for it for a video we're making.
What is this gonna be? Your third playthrough? Your fourth playthrough?
I never played the DLC, so I'm gonna
Third.
try it.
DLC is awesome.
Yeah.
It's so good. All right. Let's move on. You want to jump into news?
Yeah, sure.
I do kind of want to talk about the biggest story. It's the most
Okay.
exciting.
Okay.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hype.
Can I get a hello for Resident Evil?
Hello.
Hello, everybody in the chat. Hey, hype. What up? Mega Dong. That's wrong. I know for a fact. So, the news. I want to get the source right. I don't want to let
that is
everybody
a
lose out.
bad take, Jude.
Yeah, Jude has a real bad take that we're not even gonna let show in chat.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to see it. Yeah, so here's the deal, man. Resident Evil 8. This is from Biohazard. Oh, I want to get it right. I'm so sorry.
I've seen it pop up in so many outlets. I don't know where it originated.
Yeah, that's why
from.
I want to get it totally right. It's a podcast. So the video going around is Residents of Evil. They're reporting on it, but it initially originated from the Biohazard cast. And the news essentially, sorry I'm like stumbling through it, I wanted to get it all right.
Yeah.
The big takeaways are Resident Evil 8. These are all leaks, of course. Take this with a grain of salt. Apparently, like an anonymous tipster sent it into this podcast. But essentially, Ethan from Resident Evil 7 is once again the protagonist. We're going to run through all the details first, and then we'll break down the individual stuff.
Yeah.
It's first person again. Zombies make a return. There is a new enemy type that is like a werewolf type creature. A new stalker enemy type, with the rumor suggesting that it's like a ghostly woman that chases you around.
Like Mr. X.
Yeah, in castle and town environments.
Yep.
And apparently Chris Redfield will return in some form.
Yes. And just before you continue, Nibel, this is from him 28 minutes ago, Nibelian on Twitter. Update, Eurogamer says that sources close to Capcom have told them Resident Evil 8 or whatever this RE project might be called will indeed be a first-person title. So,
That's a confirmation. That's also the least surprising, I think.
Yeah, I think it would be weird if they put out one.
I'm over it at this point. Like, I enjoyed Resident Evil 7, so like, all right, if this is where they're going, but I still get my third-person remakes, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, and I think once they stop doing the third-person remakes, that's probably when you'll see them go full-on back
maybe.
to that.
That would be cool.
You know? Yeah.
By the way, Biohazard Declassified is the podcast where this information came from.
Okay.
Shout-outs to them. So, of all of that information, I think the biggest takeaway, at least the thing I want to talk about the most, is Ethan returning as the protagonist.
Oh, that guy.
Guy. He was my least favorite thing about Resident Evil 7. Not even because he was bad, but because he was
It's a blank slate.
barely anything. Yeah.
I like that they
Which is
gave.
fine.
Yeah, no, I honestly like love that they gave you a no-name character, and I also love that he was just literally like a dude. You know, he wasn't Stars, he wasn't hulky, bulky Chris Redfield,
just
or
guy.
he was just a dude. And it also like carried over into the combat as well, where like when you do get like a handgun or a shotgun or whatever,
You can't shoot for shit.
it didn't control well, and it kind of added to the stressfulness and the tenseful situation that you're already thrust into. So I liked that a lot. I like that they're bringing him back, but I also hope that it takes place like right after, and you're still kind of like not knowing what's going on.
Like where you're still kind of just Joe Schmo.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm sure it'll be more of like a like a few years or months after 7, he's like
Cool now.
running around with Chris and doing shit and
That's
stuff.
the thing. I like the everyman approach, but like by the end of the game, I still didn't really know who he was.
Yeah, no.
Like I didn't get a sense for like his character, so I'm hoping that they do flesh him
Something,
out a little
yeah.
bit with it. He doesn't have to be awesome.
No. Yeah.
But I think he just needs to have some sort of more convincing arc.
I agree.
More direct
yeah.
involvement.
I think they could only get away with it during that one game. That was Resident Evil 7, where it was more of just like,
Completely new thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I think we were speculating before the show that maybe Ethan was such a blank slate then because of maybe like the VR,
That's
or
what I
just
was-
the fact that like it was just a completely new thing.
I think it was same with also like you can see it right here how like the camera angle for a first-person game is not too standard, and it's very different. Like
Way higher.
exactly, and like even when you aim the gun, it goes out of focus. It doesn't. It's not full full screen like right there. It's weird and it's different, and I think that part of that was to kind of immerse the player a little bit more into it. And I think leaving him a blank slate, for me anyway, as the player, did help to immerse me more, because I felt more like me running around this crazy house and not, Ethan. Like I think that kind of like, I think it was part of that, and I think the VR was a big part of why they did that as well.
I'm accepting that they're doing something different.
Yes.
Like I'm like, all right, you know what?
I'm all for it. I want them to keep doing.
Like I don't
Doing it.
expect this one to go full back into Umbrella lore
Yeah,
and all
no,
weird
no.
shit.
Well,
As
they'll
much as a
probably-
part of me as
yeah.
a fan really wants it to.
I mean, it has to, because we saw Umbrella at the end, remember? And it was
They
were like good guy Umbrella.
I still think they might be reluctant to go too far into that
Yeah.
weird wacky lore.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Like I'd almost rather them not. Like they set this new precedent where it's
Yeah.
like this weird, vague new world.
Yeah, maybe not all the way into it, but
That I guess that was
Yeah.
from the Before You Buy that I put that up there.
maybe not all the way into it. But I would definitely like to see, Umbrella explained in this new Resident Evil world and like what they are and why is Chris running with them.
Yeah.
You know, like I would like to see that explained.
Wesker's back, and this time he's building a fleet
Yeah.
of.
Can you imagine if at the end of Resident Evil 7 it went full on Resident Evil and Wesker showed up?
That's what I was hoping. Like, I just wanted dumb,
Yeah.
crazy shit. And I mean, to be fair, dumb, crazy, good Resident Evil shit did happen.
Yo,
You know, big monster showdown. But I don't know.
Big monster.
Big monster.
That thing was gross.
Yeah. I also, I wonder if they're gonna fix Chris's dumb face, because I had a real big problem with the fact that
Yeah.
guy showed up at the end, and I was like, who? Who is that? That's Chris Redfield.
Like,
But hey,
what?
can't judge a book by its cover, right? I think the other thing that's really interesting to point out, someone in the chat, I'm sorry I missed your name, but somebody in the chat pointed out the possible rumor of being chased by some sort of ghostly person in towns and castles was very, very much the Resident Evil 4 prototype,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
which is interesting. I wonder if that's just either, number one, the rumor being bullshit and people just using that, or maybe they just took old ideas and they're trying them in a new sense, because a lot of people, me including, think that Resident Evil 4 prototype, like alpha gameplay,
Cool.
was really cool looking.
You wonder if that is the setting. Like, I wonder what the context is as to why Ethan is there.
Yeah, how did he get there? What is
Yeah.
he doing? I am excited for the werewolf enemy type. I don't
Yes.
expect it to be straight up werewolf.
No.
I expect it to be a wolf biohazardy creature. But I think that's very exciting.
Yes.
And the fact that zombies are returning. I think in this engine, in first person, I would love to see zombies, especially how
God,
good
yeah.
the zombies looked in Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah. And especially, I think the mold looked really good in Resident Evil 7, especially when they got up close. They were terrifying now. Imagine that, but those gross Resident Evil 2 zombies.
I would love a hybrid type of thing, like
Yeah.
a molded man,
Yeah.
like a real molded man.
What if
I
they
know-
did the this is like deep cut, but the second Resident Evil book, which I think is called Caliban Cove,
Yeah.
when it follows Rebecca Chambers and I think Barry Burton's with them, where the zombies are a little bit more human-like and they can fire guns.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like Resident Evil 4, kinda. I always forget that the end of that game was like you storming a base
That's right.
with dudes with
Yeah,
guns.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about that.
Registry, yes, there
That's a
are
good
live
book.
streams on this channel. We're live every
Tuesday.
every Tuesday at
4
4
p.m.
p.m. East Coast time. Nice to have you here, though. All right, I do want to catch up to some super chat.
I was just about to suggest that.
I definitely have a little bit more I want to say about Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, we'll get
we'll catch up and
we'll
we'll
get
go
back
back.
to it.
Okay. So, super chat, if I can get to it, this damn thing. Matthew Dominguez, thank you very much. He says, rest in peace, Kobe. We agree. Rest in peace, Kobe. Duckland Stark, thank you. Always good to have you here. This is brought to you by a duck. Be safe on your travels to PAX East. And Tom, get better soon.
That's like a month from now.
PAX East is soon. Check our social media. We are doing a panel on Saturday night. We'll be posting about it more. But if you are going to PAX East, we'll be there doing this shit show. Probably have a good time. We've done it before. It is a good time.
Yep.
Also, Tom Butler, thank you very much for the super chat. He's a longtime fan of the channel. He says, by the way, whatever happened to that rumored Fable 4 from the Forza Horizon guys? Anything new on
Just wait
that?
till E3. I think that'll be shown off there.
They did just my brain and me being in this. They did. This is just from somebody that I knew in the circles. They are hiring an RPG specific person. They're hiring on another RPG gameplay systems person,
Cool.
leading me to believe that yes, they are still definitely doing the Fable.
Probably
thing.
not for Forza.
Definitely, yeah. Who knows?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Crazy things have happened. I still think it is very much a thing. I think at this point, it's going to be like a big title for the next Xbox. But I'm looking forward to it because
Yeah,
I
me
think
too, yeah.
they might be up to the job, and
Yeah.
I love Fable so
Yeah,
much.
big fan of Fable. Honestly.
Warframe Hunter says, please talk about Darksiders Genesis. We're going to try and do a before you buy. The console versions come out this month.
They do?
And it's a good-ass game.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I do want to say that straight up. Darksiders Genesis.
That comes out this month.
We were
Yeah.
supposed
January
to.
or
Oh
February?
man, my shirt has green on it.
Oh, were you? Wait, really? Do it again. Wait,
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Whoop.
So we can see through you.
Right.
That's awesome. Yeah,
But
we'll try and do a video on it. No promises.
we were supposed to talk about it on the show that everything went to hell, internet-wise here.
That's right. Yeah, that week, a couple weeks ago, we had the shit can. I definitely recommend it. Also, Bobby Roche in the chat says Resident Evil 7 Chris Redfield looks like celery. I do agree. Okay, let's thank you guys for that. I think I got all the super chats. Sometimes.
Do you want to talk more about Resident Evil?
Yeah, yeah, I do. Do I want to talk more about Resident Evil? I think it's very interesting that they're doubling down. If this rumor, of course, if this rumor is correct, that they are doubling down on like the stalker enemy gameplay mechanic, because it was a little bit of a thing in 7, of course, with the Bakers, multiple Bakers,
mostly
in certain
with
sequences.
Jack.
Yeah. Then of course with 2, it was a big thing. It became like a culture, like a thing in gaming culture for a minute, like memes and stuff. So Capcom is running with it. Of course, they were already working on it, but they definitely said that it is going to be kind of like that in Resident Evil 3 with the Nemesis. He's going to have new tricks, of course. And now with Resident Evil 8 doing it as well, I just wonder, like, I hope it doesn't become like Resident Evil's thing, because I don't really think it needs it.
No.
I think it, in some ways, kind of dangerously changes the flow. Like Mr. X, once the initial fear wears off,
He just gets annoying.
he's just annoying, and you can manipulate him. Like you can literally walk around a dining room table, and he's on the other side of the table, like, oh, wait, which,
Yeah.
okay, wait. And I'm very curious to see how they would do it here. I think if it is a ghost, I think that does make things very interesting, because
Has
ghosts,
it already had ghosts before?
I don't think so.
No, not in the traditional sense. I wonder though.
What if this ghost is here to fuck with you and not hurt you?
I wonder
throw
if
a can at you or something.
What if it's like a ghost created in a lab? Because that's more Resident Evil style, than just a ghost.
Or like a Dr. Manhattan type thing where you just see like a skeleton just appear out of nowhere, then like disappear.
That would be kind of cool. I think.
All right, Dino, what's up?
Noah Butler in the chat says, "Super chat. Have you tried Mountain Dew Zero?"
I want to,
Yeah.
Here's
especially after that ad.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston, Mountain Dew ad. Look it up, guys. Uncaged Wolf says, I wish Resident Evil 8 could just be a third-person game, just like the earlier games. I was very much on that team until I played 7, and I was like, all right, this works. Is it still like 100% what I want? No, but all right, this is their new thing. I'd rather it be distinct.
Yeah, I think if we weren't getting the remakes, I would feel that way.
Yeah.
But because we're getting 2, we got 2, and now we're getting 3. I'm still getting like my fill.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Slen182 says Code Veronica remake.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like, I feel like that's literally all we talk about.
Hell yeah.
Why are people tweeting about politics in here? Yeah, or biological engineered through a virus enemy. Yeah. Home slices. I guess he's talking about the ghost stuff. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they do it.
Yeah, I think there's potential, especially considering things are heating up, because now we don't have as a main story, but there's the idea out there that apparently Konami is working on two new Silent Hill projects.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't see that one.
Very much like, all right, let's wait and see. I do think. Atto Tame says Resident Evil 8 won't be a number version. Yes, I think there was also something floating around out there saying that it won't be called Resident Evil 8. It'll be called Resident Evil something else.
Resident Evil Biohazard.
That was 7.
Project Resistance. Veronica Chronicles.
Oh, they did also confirm that the Resident Evil multiplayer thing.
It's not canon.
It's not canon.
Yeah.
Which means Martin Sandwich is not canon.
Man.
Damn it.
That's right. That dude's name is Sandwich, isn't it?
Yeah. Exhibit says my guess is a pachinko machine and a card game for Silent Hill. Yeah. Ultimately, the most scary thing.
Do you remember in 7 when you got your your leg cut off?
You pour medicine on it?
And you poured medicine on it and it reattached?
Yeah.
That's so wacky.
I wish the game went all that weird all the time.
Right? Yeah.
Because that set
I
a
think that was
precedent
more of just
early
a
on.
joke. Like none of this stuff makes sense.
Like right in the beginning of the game, they're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
this is bullshit. You're playing a video game," which I
Like,
do appreciate.
yeah.
Yeah, Zach Man's also like, "Yeah, that was weird." Yeah, what was with that? I love the like dump medicine on your arm and you're okay.
Yeah, and I think that's what they would just like right away. It's like, yep, this doesn't make sense. This whole time eating all these herbs hasn't made sense.
There's a I don't remember where I was, but I did a bit and nobody laughed because no one knew what I was talking about. But I had Red Stripe, you know, it's in the beer in the
Yeah.
glass bottle, and I was like, "Oh, I'm wounded," and I dumped some Red Stripe on my arm. No one laughed.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
I think
Turns
that's
out I was in a
funny.
room full of non-video game people.
Red Stripe's in the old like cough medicine bottles, right?
It's in that like
Yeah, those are the
Yeah.
short. Yeah, those are like the cough medicine
Yeah.
bottles from like.
cough medicine bottle. Was that a thing?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tom, right? Was that a thing?
Yeah.
Before us, right? Yeah.
For us. Andre Santos says it's just like real life, isn't it? All right. Let's see. Okay. Interesting enough. KH says I want more melee action.
Melee?
I played through Resident Evil 6 as Jake using only melee where possible. Yeah,
Is that
I'm
the
cool with
Wesker kid?
Wesker's kid, yeah.
So I haven't played 6.
You never played 6?
I started and I was like, I'm not feeling this, and then I saw everyone else like, you ain't gotta play it. So I was just like, okay.
I trudged
I'm
through
not
that
gonna.
whole thing as
Yeah.
a dedicated fan.
Should I or no?
It's got its moments, but
Yeah.
it's ultimately bad.
Okay. Well, then maybe I won't.
That's not a good sell. I'm sorry. Please give. His username is Don't Get Offended. Please give me information about Cyberpunk 2077.
It's still delayed.
It's still delayed. There's nothing. There's nothing new.
Nope.
Austin says Jake with that slick silk shirt.
Is that silk?
It's not silk. I appreciate that you think I would wear a silk shirt on the low key.
Absolutely would.
No, I wouldn't. You would. That's more you. That's your thing.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on into the rest of the news. Let's do. Oh, Justin Pinter, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you.
Have you guys tried Legends of Runeterra yet?
I don't know what that is.
No, but consider that an official recommendation for the chat as well. If you guys are looking for a game, Justin recommends it, which is cool. All right. The other news. I don't know the other news. What are we talking about? Let's talk about the Atari hotels. Because I want to go to one. So Atari is branching off yet again into weird things. First, they made the hat with the speakers. Now Atari
right.
is
Forgot about
making
that.
a hotel. There's
And it looks dope.
Oh no.
oh no. So this is only concept imagery right now. This is concept art, I guess. I don't know what you call it for buildings. They are planning one in
It's like no one attends. There's like 3 cars there.
Phoenix, right?
yeah, Phoenix, Arizona, and then Las Vegas, Denver, Chicago, Austin, Seattle, San Francisco, and San Jose. Oh, I don't want to put one in New York, huh? Because I know that we probably wouldn't go for that shit. The building and apparently the inside also has just Atari iconography and imagery. Apparently it is going to be very much a video game theme hotel with arcades and stations to play games and possibly even like esports stuff and event stuff.
Yeah, they said they're gonna have spaces for like esports events.
You
Like,
trying to go?
I am going day
oh,
one.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I don't even care. So interesting. You know what I do want to point out too, which I like just as like a weird person. So teaming up with actual Atari is GSD Group, a Phoenix real estate developer. It's so the groups involved is Atari, GSD Group, which is like finance, a Phoenix real estate developer called True North Studio, and Innovation Foundation, which is Steve Wozniak's company.
Really?
Yeah. So I kind of like.
That's cool.
I
And
kind of
he's-
like to see that like coming back around.
Yeah, that's cool.
For those who don't know, Steve Wozniak is Apple co-founder. Basically, he's the cool one.
The one that Seth Rogen played.
In the movie, yeah.
Yes.
I think that's kind of funny. Like if he's getting paid out of this, like he's finally getting that Atari money that he
Right.
should have gotten many, many years ago. Hey, whatever. If this is actually, I hate to say it, but I think they're gonna make one.
There we go.
Yeah, I was really struggling there. I
Like when you
think
drop something and you're doing this.
like,
yeah.
I think they're gonna make one and go from there. And I'd be surprised if they actually make all of them. I really am. Like that's my bet right now.
Yeah. I mean, it alone, depending on where you put it, it could be an attraction all on its own.
It could.
I feel like.
I feel like what they're looking at is video games is still a growing industry. It's $1 billion industry. That's more and more every year, and it has surpassed movies. So they're looking at this as like, this is a new thing, but we're getting in while video games are still growing. So people might go to this, be it for just video game culture, or also they're double juggling, essentially getting esports action. Everybody wants a piece of that esports money, and if they are holding or hosting esports style events, that's a thing.
Agreed, yeah.
It looks like we got some info. Super chat. Is that Justin Pinter
yeah.
again? Yeah. Thank you, dude. He says Atari got $600,000 to license the name for the hotel and 5% of the hotel's revenue. I wonder if that money will go towards putting the Atari VCS out the door.
Oh yeah, they're putting out like a console, aren't they? I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that thing.
Yeah. Ryan Chan says Disneyland of video games. I don't think it's going to be that good at all. Like,
No,
I mean, even
no.
if this is a cool idea, I don't. Asa Kadri says, "How is Atari not bankrupt?" The way it's worked, the name Atari has floated around for various years through all different types of things. Essentially, Atari right now is actually Infogrames.
Yep.
Is that how you say it?
Infogrames.
Yeah, you guys have seen that name, I'm sure. Calvin Martin's talking the right thing. He says, I'll take a Bioshock-themed hotel under the ocean over an Atari hotel. I'll take a Metal Gear Solid-themed hotel where Solid Snake punches me in the fucking face so I can go to bed.
And then jumps off a bridge.
And then jumps off a bridge, yeah. Did you guys see the guy who's been modeling Snake, Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid 2 Snake, like in, I guess, Unreal Engine 4?
No,
like
I
all high
haven't.
quality.
I haven't seen that.
He has a moving prototype of him walking on the George Washington Bridge
Yes, okay, that I have seen.
with the rain.
I haven't seen that.
We talked about the bridge. So now he updated the bridge with a video of the character model walking. If you guys could look it up, Google it. I think it's mostly on Twitter, but he doesn't have the poncho on. It's just like Snake's character model, but still, like, it's like lit perfectly. The rain effects.
I
and
gotta
everything.
look that up. That
It's
sounds
really,
really cool.
really cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. All right, next up. First of all, definitely we'd like to know if you guys would ever go to an Atari hotel. And yes, we're going to make a video. How? I don't care. I don't know. I'll pay for it.
I'd totally
I'll
go, yeah.
I'll pay to stay.
I'll pay to go.
Why not have a wacky, wild adventure? Also, I have learned that boutique hotels and theme hotels at launch are awful. They're terrible.
Yeah, you went to that TWA
The
one.
TWA hotel is so bad.
With the one by the JFK?
Yeah.
Or LaGuardia?
JFK.
JFK.
Yeah, like the 50s, 60s themed, like golden age of flight.
The Mad Men Hotel.
Yeah, it's just a mess. Let's see. Next up, the Uncharted movie. The Uncharted movie is delayed.
What?
Once again.
Again.
No way.
Again.
The Uncharted movie is delayed
2021.
to March 5th, 2021, which I still can't believe they're even committing to a date.
Man, I want to replay Uncharted 4.
Yeah, there's no, this is from Engadget. There wasn't a specific explanation, but it comes...
Oh, whoops.
What? Oh.
I forgot to cut out that we hit 2 million subscribers.
That's okay. Wow, we put that out when we hit 2 million. Wow.
Yeah.
This is from Engadget. There wasn't an explanation specifically
They
for
lost
the delay.
they lost another director.
Yeah, it came after
Oh, was it after
Travis
that? Okay.
Knight. So
I'm assuming that's why.
that's probably why.
It's probably taking them long. I think they're looking at the Zombieland director.
Yeah,
right
Ruben
now.
Fleischer is the top pick to replace Knight. He's hot right now. He did Venom, and Venom made a bunch of money, and this is a Sony property as well, as Venom was published by Sony. So that's a thing.
And I think the screenwriters, the people that got writing the script, aren't bad either. I know one of them was from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that show's pretty good. And I forgot who the second one was.
People have wanted to, not even people, like the movie corporations have been wanting to get this thing off the ground for so long, and it just seems like it's the project that just doesn't want to be a thing.
I know.
It's
becoming almost like the Chinese democracy of movies. That's a Guns N'
No,
Roses.
but that actually came out.
Yeah, but after 10 years.
that poor thing. This might be the same way. I wonder So the problem with an Uncharted movie, and if we're gonna get into the weeds here on this, because why not? It's a slow news week.
Is that the best Uncharted movie already exists? It's called The Mummy from 1999, starring Brendan Fraser.
I agree.
Yes.
Also, the fact that the best Uncharted movie is the game. Part of the appeal of Uncharted is that, it's like a movie. It takes things and it does things from some of your favorite movies over decades. Indiana Jones, all kinds of like adventure movies, National Treasure, all kinds of shit. Just good time adventure, swashbuckling, and made a video game out of it. So since it does do so much movie stuff, I don't know. It's gonna be hard. I also think this is gonna sound ridiculous, but think of modern movies and think of the Uncharted 2 train scene, like him climbing up the train.
Oh yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Think of that. No, in 2, him climbing up the train.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
hanging off the
2.
cliff.
3 is the plane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so that too. Think of that, but think of that in modern Hollywood. It's going to be all CGI, and you're going to be so detached from it.
I know.
I would love for them to spend the extra money and appreciate the craft and do a practical thing.
I was gonna
which you can
say,
do.
if they took this, like if they took the Uncharted IP and they made it a movie like the way they made the first Mummy, to go back to that, where yes, there are effects there, but a lot of it does, like it very much comes off as like a
Real old Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. Like if they were to do it like that, where it would get a ride at Universal Studios,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'd be way more excited for it.
Like there's something about like movies that are like in caves or old temples or old ruins that are very clearly sets.
Yeah.
I still prefer that over just a
Me
green
too.
screen.
Yeah, me too.
So I don't know. Like it's so weird. Also, this is like a weird opinion, but I'm kind of over Mark Wahlberg.
Me too.
I haven't really been into anything he's done lately.
And I was all about Marky Mark.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But
I remember when he got cast as Max Payne, I was like, yeah. And then he saw that movie, and I was like, what?
No. So yeah, I don't know, man. Adams says, I love the Nathan Fillion Uncharted short. Though.
Yeah,
I
that
do
thing
want to
was
shout
fun.
that out.
Yeah.
That was really, really good. KH agrees. A lot of people agree. Warframe Hunter says, shame these games don't make it to PC. I will say I would love to see them in PC graphics glory.
Yeah, I mean, Uncharted 4 for a PS4 game is still like so pretty. I'm always thinking about replaying Uncharted 4 because I've only played it. It's the only Uncharted game I've played once.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good,
Yeah.
especially on a good TV. Justin Pinder, again, thank you for the super chat, man.
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate the support. Keeping the conversation going. He says, thoughts on God of War director wanting a Netflix series?
As long as he's attached to it somehow, I'd be down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to say, too, don't put too much weight in... I mean, like, he's on Twitter a lot, and people just will say stuff on Twitter like, yeah, hell yeah, I would
Yeah.
love a Netflix
Yeah.
series. So I wouldn't look at it as anything more than...
Yeah, no. Gary Whitta did the same thing last week or the week before where he was like, oh, I will definitely write a animated Star Fox movie.
Make it happen.
And I would
Why
love
not?
for that to
I mean,
happen.
I'm open to everything.
Yeah.
Near Patel, I love what he wrote. He says Mission Impossible does a very good job with that kind of Uncharted set pieces.
They do.
I think they are like very much the exception, not the rule right now. But I would love for like that to pave the way, and then other movies like this Uncharted movie sees that and goes, yeah, we should do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Holland, are you willing to jump out of a real airplane like Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
who is insane?
Well, that's still some of like I rewatched Fury Road this weekend, and part of what makes it so good is the fact that everything is working.
Yeah.
You know, like that dude playing the guitar, like that thing is working. There's sound. It doesn't sound like that, but there's sound coming out of those amplifiers, and all those crashes are real. And
That's right,
You
yeah.
know, like that's the like. And I think that's what makes those movies so good is that it's
Raw,
yeah, exactly.
real cars.
Brought to you by the creator of Happy Feet. Just right. It's the same George Miller, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, it is.
Right. Okay.
100%. Austin Tasha says, with all this talk of video game movies, let's not forget that Hyper Light Drifter, the TV series, got greenlit last
That's right.
year.
Oh, it did.
That's
I
right.
didn't even know that. No one told me.
I still think that that show comes out, it should be mostly visual, like barely have a plot, keep the talking the way it was in the game where you don't really know what they're saying, you know what I mean? And just roll with it like that. And
Yeah.
let the set and the like movement and just like all that stuff and like sounds like tell the story and not actual dialogue. I think that could be so fucking cool.
Damn, man, you're onto something.
I think it'd be so cool.
Jay Love, thank you for the super chat. He says,
Thank you, Austin.
Be so dope if Dragon Age got the Netflix treatment. I think the Dragon Age universe is ripe for making its own thing within it.
Yeah, you could do a whole bunch of cool stories there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just so happy that The Witcher did well and people like that.
Didn't know that, Austin.
I can't read his username, but he
Virus.
says Temtem sucks. Oh, Virus. Yeah, he says Temtem sucks. I guess maybe his stream is delayed.
Maybe.
Oh, Austin says the Hyperlight Drifter show is being produced by the guy who brought Castlevania, which is great news because that's a great show too.
I didn't watch that yet, but I've heard only good things.
Yo, all right. Can we just go back to Resident Evil for a second?
Of course.
I'm sorry. Dynamic Plasma in the chat says, I just want to see Leon and Jill in Resident Evil 8.
That could be cool.
Can we talk about, like, what if they do some shit at the end of that game where the Chris reveal at the end of 7 didn't really do it for me? What if
Leon shows up?
What if 8 does some, like, I don't know, like, what if they do some weird shit where it's like, they'd have to do a time jump, but, like, what if, like, Leon and Claire show up and they're, like, older and grizzled, and, like,
That'd be pretty
like
cool.
they're both, like, Sarah Connor, like, I don't know, like Leon with
cool.
a beard, like, they do
Could
the
be
Kratos
cool.
thing, but do it for Leon Kennedy. I don't know. I would like to see that.
I think WCITR needs to relax.
Zach Man says Leon and Jill needed to happen a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
I agree. Game Day Sam says fighters or Kakarot.
Fighters.
You're the resident Dragon Ball.
Fighters.
Fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of, they're two very different types of games.
I would rather play Fighters over
Fighters
Kakarot
is like a really
any day.
good fighting game, whereas Kakarot's kind of like an okay, good adventure game.
Yeah.
I forgot that they're doing the Witcher anime.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
Netflix.
What's that about?
Yeah. Is it an anime or is it an animated movie?
I think they said specifically anime because it's being worked on by Legend of Korra people.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's American animation, so
But it's like anime style.
yeah.
You were just sitting there waiting to actually me,
Yeah.
you piece of shit. I hate when you do that. No, but in all seriousness, what does that mean then? So, like, because what was Castlevania then? Castlevania was like anime
Everything's anime stuff.
style,
I forget who
but
made that. but
I'm
who
just
fucking
curious
knows?
to see like what.
Words mean nothing anymore.
Now I'm curious. Hang on.
Yes.
Because somebody was like, wait, somebody had pointed out to me on the Friday show, they had said, because I don't really know too much about Legend of Korra, but they said, depending on if it's the writer of Legend of Korra or the animator of Legend of Korra, like, one of those things could be good, but like I don't know which one it is.
The animation studio was really good.
Right? The animation was generally
Yeah, it was all
considered good,
blue
right?
and looked pretty good, yeah.
Good. All right. What? Something you want to share with class?
No.
Old giggles?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Is there any other news you guys would like to talk about?
Nah, I think we tapped everything out.
Really? Just like that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where can we find you, Jake?
What?
Where can we find this show? Where can we find you?
I don't know. I have no idea. We are live here every Tuesday.
Okay, it said Studio Mir and they're South Korean.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I didn't know that. South Korea. Interesting. Also thank you, Duckland Stark. Thank you very much. Never feel like you need to super chat to
Yeah, for real.
to fact check us, but we do appreciate
Yes.
that, like big time. Just final words on the chat. Agent 8-Bit, good to see you here, even if you caught up late. What did you guys go over today? Kept it pretty simple. Talked about Temtem, Resident Evil, a lot of Resident Evil talk, and Atari hotels. So housekeeping, if you want to watch the archive version of this, it'll show up later on youtube.com/GameRanksTV. It's right there on the main channel playlist
Yep.
thing. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Andrew Gebbia.
What about you, Tom?
That's
Find
really
me
it.
on Twitter at @TomJohnson.
Where can they find me?
At Jake
Home.
Baldino.
Going to bed. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. Again, also, PAX East, if you're there, we'd love to see you on
5:30 on Saturday.
Saturday.
Yep.
Bumblebee Theater.
Yes. Keep your eyes peeled for more information about that. But we will see you guys next week. Thank you to the chat for keeping up the conversation, and thank you to the Super Chat for keeping the lights on. We love you guys, all of you. We'll see you soon.